Jayden Daniels is now off the injury report and will now start versus the Los Angeles Chargers tomorrow in a crucial matchup for the Washington Commanders and the Chargers after coming off a loss. And we have a trade proposal that is being placed out there for the Patriots to acquire A.J. Brown. We're going to give you the details on that one. Y'all know we're going to talk about it, break it all down, but you got to hear the music first.
Welcome to your number one spot for all NFL news and content, NFL Central.
What's going on, NFL fans? Welcome back into another episode of NFL Central, your number one spot for everything NFL. I'm your host here, Bobby, and I'm holding it down on today's episode. So if you're tuned in, love talking this football talk, regardless of who you cheer for, but just love the sport, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're gonna kick things off talking about Jayden Daniels, quarterback for the Washington Commanders. Jayden Daniels has missed the past few games with an injury that he suffered versus the Green Bay Packers, and he is now off the injury report and will start versus the Los Angeles Chargers, which is definitely going to be a tough matchup for them, especially considering the Los Angeles Chargers let a game go versus the New York Giants last week. And hey, will the Commanders roll? Will they now hit the ground running and see if they can go ahead and kind of capture some of that success that they had last season? Last season, we seen the Washington Commanders end up in the NFC Championship game when they ultimately lost to the Philadelphia Eagles. But now it's a new season, new expectations, especially after the Washington Commanders went out there and made some really, really bold moves by trading for Laramie Tunsil, going after Deebo Samuel, and making a number of other moves as well. Now, will the Commanders roll? I necessarily don't know. The schedule that they have in Washington coming up is going to be a gauntlet. Let's be clear. This is a tough stretch coming up for them. This is not to say that the Washington Commanders cannot pull off any of these games, because every game in the NFL is different, brings different challenges, bring different obstacles that you have to overcome. And good thing that the Washington Commanders will have Jayden Daniels back versus Marcus Mariota, who did perform well in his absence. Let's make that clear. But for the Washington Commanders, next on the list, including the game tomorrow, is the Los Angeles Chargers, the Chicago Bears, the Dallas Cowboys, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Seattle Seahawks, and the Detroit Lions in the next 6 games for the Washington Commanders. Now, some people believe that Jayden Daniels is kind of on a slump. I would say that it's only been 2 games that he played in, so it's a bit unfair. It's not fair to say that he's on in a slump, but there are some stats that make you believe it could potentially be one. But I am not one that is going to flat out and just stamp it and say that Jayden Daniels is currently in a slump when he only has played 2 games. In those 2 games, only completing 59% of his passes for 433 yards, 3 touchdowns. And a reminder, that happened in only 2 games since he missed the last 2 for the Washington Commanders. If we want to look at something in comparison, last year, Jayden Daniels in just 2 games started his rookie year, completed 74% of his passes, 410 yards, no pass touchdowns, but 2 rushing touchdowns. If you want to have some type of comparison to go off of, just to kind of help try to formulate your idea of if Jayden Daniels is in the slump. Now, I will say the Washington Commanders defense, it's been a little bit shaky, but I'm not even going to lie to you. There's been a lot of shaky defenses around here. You know what I'm saying? We've seen the Green Bay Packers come out hot in the first 2 weeks, and then they go out and a good defensive performance versus the Browns, but they ultimately lost that game. And then last week, we see the Green Bay Packers end in a 40-point tie with the Dallas Cowboys in overtime. So it's defenses have been up and down so far throughout the first few weeks. I expect the better defenses to start to catch their rhythm typically, and it's crazy. And let me know if y'all agree with this. Typically, we see defense hit the stride a lot quicker. Like around this time, defenses are really, really rolling. But we seen defenses like the Baltimore Ravens look not so good. We seen the Denver Broncos kind of be up and down, but kind of more on the upside, if we want to be real. We seen the Green Bay Packers kind of fluctuate between being really, really good and then just good. You know what I mean? So defenses are having their challenges with a lot of creative offenses that are now being out there playing games for whatever team that is out there. So same thing could be said for the Washington Commanders. The defense, we'll see as time goes on. We definitely will watch Jayden Daniels. We definitely will be keying in on Cliff Kingsbury because we know that the stigma that's surrounding Cliff Kingsbury is that in year two, his offenses typically don't evolve. The creativity kind of dies down. So we'll see for Jayden Daniels and the Washington Commanders. Then we'll be gauging it just to see if it's actually going to happen to be like, hey, Cliff Kingsbury, what you doing last season? People are picking up on some of those things. And I will say this when it comes to Jayden Daniels, the tape is out now. And this is why we need to allow young quarterbacks to be themselves, to go through those ebbs and flows of a season and not just crown somebody early on in a season. We look at CJ Stroud, who had a great rookie season, and now he has kind of came down a little bit. Still a good football player, but everybody had him very, very high on their rankings after one season. The same thing could be said for this offseason that CJ Stroud was placed as a top 5 quarterback. And I was on the side of, can we allow the young player to grow? Let's give him kudos and credit for his rookie season. But now that the film is out, now that he has to prepare differently because teams are preparing differently, things can change. I wanted to see another season. And again, this is early on in Jayden Daniels' career. Anything can happen. But when it comes to the NFL, just about every single player has their, shortcomings or downfalls in their second season, to where there might be a slight drop off or there might be a rough patch to start off the season or in the middle of the season or kind of phase out at the end of the season. Let's allow Jayden Daniels to grow within his own right. We know the young man is talented. We know he has a lot of juice and he can do things differently with his arm and with his legs. Let's allow the young fella to go out there and grow before we just label him as being a top 5 quarterback or placing all this emphasis and saying that the Washington Commanders have to make the Super Bowl now because they shocked the world last season and went to the NFC Championship game. So let's, that's my position. You can fan however you want to fan. We allow that over here, unless it's ridiculousness. We will not allow ridiculousness on NFL Central. Let's make that clear. We want logical discussions. We want things that make sense in discussion when it comes to being a part of the NFL Central family. Let's allow this young player to grow. And I think by the latter part of the season, sometime around maybe late November, we'll be able to really hone in and give that declaration that Jayden Daniels is in fact in a slump or not. Let's allow the young man to grow. Let's allow the young man to go out there and show us what he's really, really made of. He's only played 2 games in 2025. So we'll just leave it at that. But hey, now we move on to the trade proposal that was placed out there that can see the New England Patriots acquire Philadelphia Eagles wide receiver A.J. Brown. Here's the trade proposal that was pushed out by Jayesh Pagar for the New England Patriots to acquire A.J. Brown. The Patriots will receive a 2026 a 2026 first round pick, a 2026 fifth round pick, and wide receiver Demario Douglas to the Philadelphia Eagles for A.J. Brown. Now, look, I'm not one to say out, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times in sports, we love to go into the trade talk. And it's a lot of fun. I can't even be mad at it. It's a lot of fun when you say, hey, man, we could probably trade for him. We could probably trade for them. But me personally, I don't see a reason for the Philadelphia Eagles to trade A.J. Brown. I necessarily don't. I do not see a reason for the Philadelphia Eagles to trade A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is doing what A.J. Brown is supposed to do. Be frustrated with him not being a part of our offense because he wants to be great. He's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Yes, we're winning games, but I want to go out there and make sure that we're taking strides each and every week to being great so we can go and have a chance to capture back-to-back championships that not so many teams can say they have done. I'm with A.J. Brown. I get it. We have this great offensive line. We have a great running back, but I still feel like when we get in some trouble as the Philadelphia Eagles, I'm A.J. Brown. Feed me. Feed me. That's exactly how I'm feeling for A.J. Brown. He ain't really no distraction in my eyes. He just speaking to the truth to being great. That's it. Now, my man Jayesh, he has some reasoning for the Philadelphia Eagles and for the New England Patriots. For the Philadelphia Eagles, he went on to say, and quote, Philly faces a tough choice. Brown clearly wants more targets, but their run-heavy offense isn't changing. Keep him unhappy and risk a bigger distraction or move on now while his value is still high. Trading him isn't cheap. They'll eat up about 31.6 million in dead cap space because of his contract structure, but getting a first round pick, a fifth rounder, and a young replacement receiver in Douglas softens the blow. More importantly, it removes a potential problem before it explodes. The Eagles are 4-0 and built to win now. They can't afford locker room issues. Hey, I just got something to end quote. And hey, I just got something to say. There is not a locker room that anybody has ever been in where there has not been an issue. Everybody in the locker room is not buddy buddy. Everybody in the locker room is not the get in line guy. Everybody in the locker room is not the rah-rah guy. Everybody in the locker room wants to produce. That goes for the second string guys, for the third string guys, for the practice squad guy. That's just how it works. But everybody at some point can put their differences to the side and come together for a common goal. And I'm not going to move off A.J. Brown to say, because he says, I want to be great, and penalize him for that. That's just me. But let's go on to Jayesh Pagar's reasoning for the New England Patriots. Now, when he comes to the New England Patriots, he says, end quote, New England, quote, New England needs a top receiver for Drake May, and Brown is exactly that. Head coach Mike Vrabel has a history with Brown from their time together in Tennessee. So there's already trust and familiarity there. Yes, giving up a first round pick, a fifth rounder, and Douglas is expensive, but you're getting a 28-year-old Pro Bowl receiver locked in through 2029. That's a rare opportunity to land a proven star who can help your young quarterback develop. End quote. But I get it. Like, for the sake of the New England Patriots, it makes a lot of sense. Who wouldn't want to have an A.J. Brown? Who wouldn't want to place a young wide receiver? I mean, a young quarterback with a wide receiver like A.J. Brown. So I get it. You know what I'm saying? But ultimately, I don't see a reason for the Philadelphia Eagles to trade A.J. Brown. I do not see a reason for the Philadelphia Eagles to trade A.J. Brown to the New England Patriots because in my eyes, he just want to be great. He can be doing way worse on the sideline, bro. Did we somehow forget what Odell Beckham was doing when he wasn't getting the rock? He was hitting stuff with his helmet, and then the damn kicking that hit him in the face and told him to chill out. Come on now. A.J. Brown took off his jersey and his damn shoulder pads and walked off the field throwing up his arms and then throwing deuces up and said to hell with his NFL career. A.J. Brown ain't doing none of that. My man picked up a book and posted a tweet of a Bible verse. I get it. It could be a distraction, but for me, the man just want to be great. Call me crazy. Say, Bobby, you're tripping. Say, Bobby, hey, man, he is a distraction. And I will argue he ain't a distraction. That's just me. Call me crazy. I just don't believe that A.J. Brown right now in the Eagles locker room is a distraction. I don't. He wants to be great. If you want to be great at your job, whatever job that you do, whatever, are you going to sit there and just allow things to happen because you're getting a paycheck every week or every week? No. You're going to say, hey, I'm seeing things that's going on in this warehouse. I'm seeing things that's going on in this office, and it ain't right. You will speak up. If you're that type of person, he's that type of person. He wants to be a part of greatness. He wants to be a part of something that's good. And another thing, he just came out and said that Philly is his home. He wants to be in Philly. But that don't mean he has to sit back, shut the hell up because they're winning. No, he wants to be a part of the winning. Don't y'all ever see what, like, and this is not directed towards anybody specifically, it's just general statements. But don't you guys see plenty of times to where guys play parts of a season, get injured, and their team goes out and win the championship without them, knowing that that player was great? They feel a little uneasy because they wanted to produce to help bring in the championship. Yes, you could be happy that you got the championship, but it's a greater feeling when I can say, see, son, look at me. I'm a Super Bowl champion. And on XYZ Super Bowl, I went out there. I caught 5 for $125. That sound a little bit more better than, son, I'm a Super Bowl champion. I was hurt, though. No. It sounds better. Do you agree? Let me know. Let me know. It sounds a lot better when you are able to say in a basketball game, yes, we won the NBA Finals, and in the game 7, I dropped 40. It's much better giving that explanation than saying, yeah, I'm a NBA champion, and all I did is sit on the bench. I played no minutes. It's much better. So if you want greatness, you want to be a part of greatness and display your greatness. He should not be at fault for that. And I will lastly say before we get up out of here, if the Philadelphia Eagles trade A.J. Brown, they are out of their mind. They are out of their minds. Do not trade A.J. Brown. He wants to be great. Figure out a way so he can be great and go capture championship number 2 back-to-back. That's what you got to do. Don't move off of it because my man posted a damn Bible verse on Twitter and picked up a book last season. Come on now. Come on. Somebody got to agree with me. But, hey, that's it for me today, man. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up because I'll probably be here for another 10 minutes talking about this. But I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. And I feel like that's a good ending point without saying, come on now. Come on. Come on, man. But, hey, that is it for me, y'all. I appreciate y'all for tuning in to another episode of NFL Central. Before y'all get up out of here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell as well, man. Stay locked in, stay tuned in. The NFL season is in full effect, and we got a lot of weeks left of this great season that we've been enjoying so far, man. I appreciate y'all. Make sure you always love football, and y'all already know I'm going to catch y'all on the next one for sure.
This has been a presentation of the Breaks